Yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe one day when their player numbers drop and they need a reason to bring people back. But yeah. Switch 2 game cards are more expensive to manufacture than Switch 1 game cards, so certainly with the retail release of dual Switch games having a price difference is inevitable. That's true. With the increased space and all that. The thing that still ticks me off is the whole game key card situation, which Nintendo might be to blame for that if all they're providing to their third parties is like insanely small cartridges or insanely big cartridges or the game key cards. I'm kind of surprised that landed, I'm going to be honest with you. Wait. Oh, that would have been the first time to finish you off the fire type move. I can never unhear it. Alright, Psyshock, please don't one-shot. Sweet! There we go. Cool, man. Victory! Okay, let's get a whole bunch of these fire type move knockouts. Yeah, I would gladly play with one of my Taekwondo instructors in Night Rain if there was crossplay since he plays on PlayStation. Like, I don't have PlayStation Online, but maybe I'd get, like, a temporary 1-month thing once Ghost of Yotei Legends comes out, because he's a really big fan of Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotei. So, maybe when Ghost of Yotei Legends comes out, maybe I can convince him to play with me. And then, me and one of my Taekwondo instructors plays Ghost of Yotei together. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe I'll come back to you. Super effective plus moves, rock type moves. Finish that game? Yeah, I finished Ghost of... Gosh dang it! I finished Ghost of Yotei a few weeks ago, actually. And, I got food poisoning. So, it was good, but not as good as Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima outranks it in terms of story and music, I would say. Ghost of Yotei has better gameplay. Ghost of Yotei essentially took the gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima and improved upon it. Made it so much cooler and better. So I really like the gameplay of Ghost of Yotei. It was pretty sick. But the story and music is definitely held by Ghost of Tsushima. It's definitely a lot more of a memorable experience, Tsushima. Deliver further winning Pokemon Trainer Balls HP up. Since Tsushima actually had a story that maybe like intrigued and really gets you thinking about like how neither side is in the right here between Jin and his uncle, and you can understand both, and, you know, there's ups and downs to both there, but you understand why Jin has to do what he has to do, and it's just a really quite cool dynamic. Like, I think of the story of Ghost of Tsushima, and I think, you know, that's a story that's gonna stick with me. That's one that I find interesting. Ghost of Yotei was a pretty typical, like, revenge story. It was one of those revenge stories where the hero learns that revenge isn't the only thing to live for. That, you know, her goal at the beginning of the game is to kill everyone on her list and then herself. And then, eventually, towards the end, she's like, huh, maybe I shouldn't be putting the rest of my family in danger in my efforts to kill everyone on this list. Maybe this list is just a thing that's really in my head and I don't have to stick by it and should actually look out for my family. You know, it is pretty generic. Like, so it's not a bad story by any means. Like, I wouldn't look at the story of Ghost of Yotei and be like, that's a bad story or anything like that. But it's just kind of, it's what you'd expect, is essentially what the story is. Like, it doesn't break the mold or anything. It doesn't do anything new and interesting, kind of like Ghost of Tsushima's story did, where it's like, huh, you know, that's kind of interesting, where we have two good guys, but they're going about their good actions in different ways and butting heads because of that. It's kind of like Tales of Vesperia in that sense. So obviously it's been done in other games as well. Like, Tales of Vesperia is another great example of that, with Flynn and Yuri, where it's like, they're both good guys, they both want what's right, but they go about it in different ways, with Yuri being like the equivalent of Jin, and then Flynn, whatever the heck name's there, being the equivalent of Lord... my brain wants to say Saito. I'm thinking of Ghost of Yotei now. Gosh dang it. Shimura. Lord Shimura, his uncle there. That is like, no, you must not kill people by unhonorable ways. You must do it in the honorable way. And stuff like that. So yeah, obviously other games have had that kind of dynamic before, but it's not really the kind of thing that you see explored as much in storytelling. So, I really quite liked that dynamic, and it was something that stuck with me, especially with, like, the ending and stuff in Ghost of Tsushima. But Ghost of Yotei was just like, you know, really fun gameplay game, but the story is what you expect. Is my opinion there. So generally, I liked Ghost of Yotei. You know, I thought it was a fantastic bang for my buck, especially when it's $10 cheaper than this game. This game at $100, I should say, not plus the 40 of the DLC. Ghost of Yotei is $90 here, which is to say has better graphics. Ghost of Yotei. We're a generation up. Ghost of Tsushima was originally PS4. Ghost of Yotei was really quite nice in terms of graphics. Both of them are really nice. So yeah, I generally liked it, but I like Tsushima better. I think it's the better overall experience, and it's gonna last with me a little bit better. Ghost of Yotei was more like really fun game. Really beautiful game. And yeah, that's what it's got going for it, essentially. Let's trap out with dragon-type moves there. This is gonna be not very effective, but whatever, go for it. Boop. There we go. Apparently game keycards might not exist just as a cost-saving measure. But also because Switch 2 game cards can lag significantly behind internal storage and express SD and load speeds, thus affecting third-party software. I've heard a little smidge about that because the director of Final Fantasy VII Remake had said something about that in regards to like Final Fantasy VII Remake that's coming to the Switch 2 next year. Like, it's on a game keycard, and some people were obviously not too happy about that. So apparently the director of the game had said the reason why it's on a game keycard is because of the load speeds, which, you know, I would find a little bit suspicious at first, just because it's like, okay, can the game not just take longer to load? Like, that's okay. I would always assume that if I'm buying physical instead of digital, that the game's gonna take longer to load. Like, I'd be okay with it loading fast, or taking longer to load, but I don't know if what that means is that it would break the game in some way or other there. I don't know if the speed at which it loads certain things might affect it. I don't know. But then there's also games like Octopath Traveler 0, where HD 2D game like that with like the simple little sprites and everything, unless they're keeping these cards together with like tinfoil and duct tape, there's no way a standard Switch 2 card wouldn't be good enough to load the things that it needs to load in order to have a game like Octopath 0 run well, right? You would think. I don't know anything about the way these game key cards are designed, or the way that these game cards are designed, so I can't, you know, say anything for sure to that matter. But I would just think, logically, wouldn't the cards have to be, like, really, really badly designed if that were the case? If games like Octopath 0 couldn't function on regular Switch 2 cards? Like, I don't understand it. And worst case scenario, you could always just have the Switch 2 versions have like a Switch 2 card and then a little download code, or a Switch 1 card and then a download code for the upgrade pack. So that's definitely a case where I'm gonna be casting doubt onto Squeenix. So yeah, let's see here. But yeah, I don't know anything about the internal workings or anything going on there, but as a consumer, I still can't help but find myself suspicious here. I'm trying to like stroke the ends of my beard, but I shaved it off the other day and now my face feels weird. Let's see here. Only a few that have very good revenge stories. Blue Eye Samurai, if you've heard of it. I don't believe I have. On Netflix and got an Emmy Award. Also got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, so definitely really highly acclaimed there. A Ubisoft developer also claims Star Wars Outlaws was on a game keycard due to load speeds. It sounds self-serving, but it is demonstrable that the same software loads significantly faster off of the game cards. Remember that third-party games are developed for multiple platforms and ported to Switch 2, whereas Nintendo optimizes games only for Switch 2 cards. Well, that's what we thought until Pokémon Pokopia got revealed to be a Switch 2 game card. So it seems like Nintendo is probably going to be slowly phasing some of their games to be game key cards as well, is the case. And I guess if they're going to start out with anything, why not be a spin-off of, so therefore something that's not going to get too much flack for being a game key card, but a spin-off of their biggest IP, meaning it's probably still going to sell a decent bit. So it's literally the perfect title where it's like their biggest IP, but it's a more niche spin-off for them to do a trial run of their first game key card. And I think that if that sells decently well, I honestly think that Nintendo's probably going to start gravitating towards game key cards themselves. Because Pokémon Pokopia is a Switch 2 exclusive, and it's game key card exclusive, is the case. So, dang, really wanted that knockout with a fire type move. Whatever. Don't I need a land flying type moves? I kind of wish it still showed me my things while I was in battle. But yeah, is it real good there then? I need to. There's a whole bunch of anime that I gotta get caught up on. That all being said, I don't think I'll buy any game key cards, except maybe were included in special or collector editions. That's fair. Yeah, it's the same kind of deal with me. Same kind of thing. Oh, I can do that. I won't be picking up Pokemon Bacopia. I won't be picking up Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch 2. Even if I didn't already own it on PS5. I'll just... Even if I didn't, I would just pick it up on PS5. It's kind of hard to find on PS5. I got it last year when I saw it on a decent Black Friday sale. Like, it would have been easy enough to buy it digitally, or buy, like, I guess a copy of the PS4 version, and then... Would you be able to buy upgrade pack stuff from there, or however the heck it works? But actually finding a copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, I waited too long to pick one up, and so it became actually kind of difficult to find. But luckily one of the sites that I follow had some copies, and I picked one up there. I'm running into the same issue with Paper Mario Origami King now, where, you know, it was just on my mental list of I'm going to pick up this game one day, because I'm going to do it eventually as part of my Mario RPG series. It is genuinely really quite hard to find copies of Paper Mario Origami King now. You can find a bazillion copies everywhere of Paper Mario 1000 Year Door on the Switch. That's all over the place. But Paper Mario Origami King, I can't find much of it, dude. I might just pick up a used copy off of, like, Kijiji or something like that one of these days. Where the hell are the people? Did the ones I defeated already just despawn? Is that how it works now? They don't regenerate now? I guess they don't regenerate now with multiple battle zones or something. Huh. Weird, man. I don't know why I had in my head that you were fighting type. And that would do extra damage. You're normal ground, so I don't know what the heck I'm thinking here. Okay. But yeah, what's the goal of the post-game, by the way? Participate in the Infinite Royale. Apparently Meowstic here got a new Mega Evolution. Ow. Oh, I guess I don't need to take you out with Fire-type moves anymore. Please don't die to that. Damn it! Oh, but I eat that. Okay. Okay, I see how it is. Cool. Okay, it didn't kill, which means... Grass-type move kills. But yeah, I go as far as say it's my #1 favorite show on Netflix. Highly recommend it. Huh. I'll have to keep it in mind. Look at that 20k. I should have just tunnel visioned that one down. Here we go, challenger's ticket obtained. Also never finished Color Splash, the game with Booner Guy and 8 hamburger helper toads. What? I got to the final level. Coffee blind especially for them. Nice. So what you're saying is we're playing Fortnite 2 new. But yeah, Super Paper Mario is a classic. Played it when I was super young. Could never get past the spider boss, though I rage quit and never finished it. Yeah, that one did I ever get that one on my shelf? I don't remember. I did a full playthrough of that one. I wasn't the biggest fan of Super Paper Mario myself. I can go here now. So that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, the whole situation with just, like, cartridges in general, game key card situation, a lot of Nintendo's business decisions as of the Switch 2, and it's just, get me very on Nintendo stuff in general, quite frankly. Yeah, I believe it. The spider is, certainly something in Super Paper Mario there. And the animation transforming into it is certainly something, too. Yes, I see you have a challenger's ticket. Would you like to take part in a reward match? Sure. Yeah, that's fair enough there. I'll probably just get it on Steam one day on some sort of sale. Like, everyone keeps telling me that Octopath Zero actually is, like, pretty good. So maybe I'll pick it up at some point. But I have so many games going on right now that even if I, like, did want to do it right now, it wouldn't be a good idea anyway. When, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 technically. Which, you know, I reduced it here recently. I took off some things like the last little bit of Metal Gear cleanup that I needed to do. And technically I've beaten this, but I'd still want to showcase Top Ride and City Trial, and I want to showcase multiplayer before I consider my playthrough, like, wrapped up. I want to showcase all that main content. This is taking a bit of a backseat. I'm not doing the final DLC yet this year. It's going to be a next year thing after all, at this rate. When was the last time I touched this game? Because my time is so limited nowadays that it's kind of hard to be committing to all things. So I don't. I just choose like 1 or 2 things I'm actually committing to a little bit harder. Right now, like, lately, it's really been Pokemon Legends ZA has been, like, the one series I've actually been caring enough about to go hard enough on that, you know, my daily uploads stay consistent. We're rematching Zach, the first guy, again. But yeah, let's see here. Right now I'm seeing Origami King listed on Amazon for $82.15 Canadian. More expensive than at launch, but cheaper than the now standard $85 retail price. True. Still holding out hope that VGP or PMP stocking up that game and having a sale price. Yeah, that's what I've kind of hoped for. Is that I'd be able to snag it for not full price, but actually be able to find it in the first place. Alright, let me call your opponent to the battle court, and you two may begin at once. Hi, Zach. We were just talking about Final Fantasy VII, actually, not too long ago. So I'm hearing too, I mean, Champions of the Continent was already pretty good with music. They removed some tracks and replaced it with existing themes from 1 and 2. I'm pretty mad about it. Oh, dang. There's that photo on the left. I don't know what you're talking about. Beat the game already? For which one? Kirby Air Riders? Yes. This game? Technically, yes. Night Rain? Yes. Oh yeah, Tawny, what do you tap that? I don't know. How old is she? If they call me the Z Eternal, because that's because Z is the ultimate. The end to all that comes before it. I'm not trying to get outed as one of those YouTubers. Probably. Like the, oh, his Pokemon aren't even fully evolved. I got a Floor Dater. Yeah. He's a level 9 Slowpoke. Okay, that is a little funny. The Eternal Z, the Reg Z guy that we're rematching. The level of his Pokemon didn't change, even in a post-game. That is a little funny, I do gotta admit. This game has had, like, a couple funny bits there. Insurance source confirms she's 18. You looked it up? Okay, I believe you. Yes, then. Sent out Pidgey. My god, man. So silly. Oop. 4 EXP points. My last Pokemon. This will be my Z. The final letter of my challenge against you. Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep. I made that exact same joke the last time I fought you, and I don't care. Yes. At least Pokemon battles lend some appeal to trying over and over, knowing you'll fail. Congratulations, you now claim victory and won a reward match. Here's your reward. You obtained 5 bottles of zinc. Great. If I want to take it myself, you receive 10 pieces of EXP Candy M. XP Candy M. Come back and try your hand at another reward match when you get another challenger ticket. Floridians, thank goodness. I think that's probably the case for a lot of people there. Drop whatever you're doing and hurry straight back to Hotel Z right now. Like, now. Yeah, we got through the main game. I've technically beaten this game, but there's, like, post-game stuff. We had the credits roll. It said Finn at the bottom, but there's more story stuff I gotta do before I can do DLC stuff anyway. So even though the DLC's out tonight, I'm not playing it tonight. And besides, with the whole daily upload schedule, realistically, you know, even if I did commit so hard to this right now to do, like, all the friggin' post-game stuff, and then all the event stuff that came out after launch, so, like, the Deontay one and the Mewtwo one, and then did the DLC. That would still queue up so many daily uploads that it would only be at, like, the end of December, maybe early January. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but that's my estimate. Before any of the DLC stuff goes up on YouTube anyway. Truly. Yeah, you know what? Fair. We meet again. I would speak to you about AZ, but words fail me. How does one speak fittingly of such a man? It's tragic that after seeing so many others to their rest, he was alone when his time came. Still, I am glad for the conversations he and I had, however scant. Excuse me, but what did you talk to AZ about? About the agony of being unable to die. About his deeds, both good and heinous. Even though it was for the sake of peace, he did build Anj. Do you consider that a bad deed? Not necessarily, though the havoc it wreaked on Lumiose is undeniable. The exact causality is unclear, but we can surmise that Ange's influence resulted in more wild Pokemon gathering throughout Lumiose, which led to this city, built for humans, to become a place of harmony with these wild creatures. Are we still not going to talk about like what a bad system that is, though? But now, we have separated Pokemon and humans into different areas once more. I wonder, is it right that we keep each other at arm's length with these holotech barriers? Perhaps we will find another way. I look forward to seeing what the people of the city choose. Right, so... I have, of course, come here to tell you something. I'll get to it. After you and I spoke in Lysander Labs, more of my memory returned. And I recalled the existence of two beings. The one that gives, and the one that takes. One that takes? I was hoping you would choose the other option, the one that gives. I wish that I could tell you more. I'm sorry. For now, all I can remember are these epithets. But I have more to tell you. Zygarde has not shown itself since that eventful day. I imagine it exhausted its power and has now retreated somewhere to quietly recover. You understand what that means, do you not? There are none but you on whom I can rely. That being the situation, I will leave the rest up to you. Please, find the two I spoke of. Xerneas and Yveltal? What even was that? It's like that guy was trying to win a cryptic old man contest. He didn't give you much to go on, did he? Perhaps you could learn more from people with connections to Team Flare. Got anyone in mind? No. Maybe at the Pokemon Research Lab and Grisham at Nouveau Cafe, I suppose. There you go. We'll be cheering for you. Main Mission 40, the one that gives. Main Mission 41, the one that takes. So I guess this is where you go after Xerneas and Yveltal or something or other. Let's see here. Wonder if AZ has seen other events from other regions throughout the years. This game implies yes. There was dialogue from him that was like, I was there on the darkest day in Galar. And considering the Terra Leak said that the next Legends game they're working on is going to be Legends Galar, I assume that we're actually going to see AZ, like, in person during the next Legends game. Is what that very much implies to me. Yeah. So I take that very much as indication that we're going to be seeing AZ again. And what schedule are they releasing these Legends games? Every 3 years, something like that? We'll probably be seeing AZ again in 2028, if that's what's going on there. Oh yeah, that's the one that has like some Monolith Soft involvement, doesn't it? Maybe it's gonna be real cool then. But yeah, who knows about like Groudon and Kyogre there. But oh, and then you say, or when the Darkest Day first happened. Yeah, he was present for that. He said firsthand that he was present for that one. So yes, and I presume we will see him being present for that one there. Yeah, so I went to the museum and I saw Volo's outfit there. I don't know that Volo would be alive. I'm sure it'd just be like an ancestor there. Is what I would presume. Not an ancestor, a descendant. Keep battling in the ZA Royale. Is that still my main objective there? Oh, so, but probably not. They might be stuck on a strict budget. Yeah, probably a strict budget and strict, you know, timeline. Man. I guess that's always just going to be marked there. That one's always going to be going on. I don't know, the one that gives. Okay, so Mabel knows about the one that gives. And Grisham knows about the one that takes. Okay, whoops. Oopsie doopsie here. Sure, I don't know. Travel here, I guess. Sure.